Hi everyone, welcome to Sapphire Wellness Tarot. I'm doing a video today on Mercury going retrograde, May 29th to June 22nd. Now, it will be slightly applicable to that time 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, because Mercury will be in its shadow, but it's primarily May 29th to June 22nd. So what does this mean? Mercury is the planet of communication and the mind as well, so your mind. So it's going to be retrograde in its home sign of Gemini, so the mind will be strong. It will be a strong transit, and as Mercury is basically going backwards, it means it's not really focused on learning new things. It may be a little more challenging to learn completely new things. So it's a time to focus on what we already know, what we've already experienced, and just to kind of go over and rehash, redo anything that begins with the letters R and E. So revise, re-examine, refresh, reevaluate, relearn, revisit, that kind of a thing. So very interesting time. And I would also say that because it's around May 29th, it will be conjunct. Mercury and Venus will be conjunct. So this will be applicable to marrying the mind, Mercury, and the heart, Venus. So it will be a time to kind of focus on how you communicate. Do you communicate truthfully, authentically, from the heart? Are your mind and your heart in sync? Also anything to do with relationships and also finance, because Venus is finance and wealth and what we enjoy, what we find pleasurable. You might want to revisit that kind of thing and to kind of re-examine that as well. Now, in terms of other aspects, we do have Neptune in Pisces square around May 29th as well. So it'll be a time to kind of focus on, I would say, sensitivity and compassion. Do you communicate with as much sensitivity and compassion as you could, or do other people around you, do they exhibit that as well? So something to kind of notice. So the aspects of Jupiter in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces will be something to focus on as well. So keep that in mind. Now, the other thing to think of as well is in any Mercury retrograde, it could be a slight impediment in terms of communication. How you communicate with other people. Are they getting the message? Is there miscommunication? Anything to do with emails, phone calls, even like the post. Did you mail a letter? Did the letter come through? When you book something, did the booking go through? So just kind of re-examine that, and I would say kind of do your due diligence. Anything to do with that kind of matter, make sure things are kind of taken care of. In terms of anything to do with contracts, make sure that you look at the contract twice. Maybe just double check things just to make sure that nothing has been missed, because that could be something that could come up as well. So, very interesting times. So without further ado, I'm going to give a little talk on what this means for each sun sign or ascendant. So you can skip forward if you'd like. Look at the timestamps below to see your sign. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well. Thank you so much. I'm going to start today with Aries. Now, Aries, this is going to be falling in your third house. So Gemini is your third house. This is going to be a very significant transit for you because this is to do with your communication and how you interact with other people, and anything to do with your day-to-day life, how you think, how you perceive things. So you could reevaluate how you communicate with other people and what is not acceptable in others' communication toward you, and also in terms of how you do things, how you get from A to B, how you handle things, how you react to things, and all that kind of stuff. So next we have Taurus. Taurus, this is going to fall in your second house. So this is to do with what you value, your finances, and what you hold dear. So you may want to relook at that, re-examine your finances, re-examine what you hold dear in your life, and to kind of take a look around and to see how good you feel about the blessings in your life or the gifts in your life. It's a good time to reevaluate anything to do with your investments and your career as well, to some extent, your income. All right, Gemini. So this is falling in your home sign. So this is going to relate to how you appear to others, your image. It might be to do with how you present yourself, how you speak, how you dress, your hair, these kinds of things. You might want to relook at that, reinvent something there, re-examine that. You might want to refresh that area of your life. Also, just possibly how your personality is, how you think, how you come across to people, how you present yourself, and what you stand for. These will be important things to consider in this time. So Cancer, this is in your 12th house. This is basically your subconscious. So you may want to do some digging there and examining and notice what's going on in your subconscious. What is your habitual way of being, or what has gone unnoticed in your psyche thus far. It's also a great time to focus on your dreams, remembering your dreams, getting messages from your dreams, from your unconscious, and maybe a little bit more of a spiritual time. So if you feel like you've been working quite a lot, or you've been doing things or focused on day-to-day activity, it's a good time to kind of be a little bit more introspective and to learn what your soul or divine consciousness is telling you. So a time to go inward and to renew and re-energize a little bit in terms of your energy field. Leo, this is going to be about your 11th house. So it's to do with your friends, your network, and maybe a time to re-examine your friends and your network, and to possibly address any concerns you may have in that regard. And maybe a time just to kind of rethink how the kinds of people that you associate with, and where you put your energies, where you put your mind, anything to do with even education a little bit, and your day-to-day life, your social circle, the people that you interact with, a little bit more of a focus in that regard. So a good time to kind of refocus on that. Virgo, this is your 10th house. So it's basically about your career, your standing in the world, and how you present to other people. So a good time to think about how you come across to other people, your image, your standing, your status, that kind of a thing. Take a look at that. And also to do with your career, maybe a little retrospective on your career, or what you want in your career, what you want in your life, the big picture. What are your ambitions? Really take a good look at that. It could be a very, very good time to do so. Okay. Libra, this is going to fall in your 9th house. So your 9th house, it's about your education, your higher learning, long distance travel, and all that kind of stuff. So a good time to think about where you are in terms of your education, what you know, what you have learned thus far, what you maybe would like to learn. Maybe think about your beliefs, how you think about things. Maybe reevaluate, re-examine what your beliefs are, what your values are. And also a good time to think about where you are in life, where you're living. Are you happy where you're living? Do you want to make any changes in that regard? Anything to do with this kind of theme. So Scorpio, this is going to be about your intimate relationships, your soul bonds, your close partnerships. You may want to re-examine that area of your life. Anything to do with metaphysics, spirituality, any kind of energetics in that regard, and anything to do with possibly your finances or your inheritance, or anything to do with joint finances. Something to possibly look at this time. Very interesting time for you. In terms of Sagittarius, this is going to be about your 7th house. So it's a time to look at your relationships and your partnerships. Re-examine anything in that regard. Reevaluate. Revise any issues you may have in regards to communication with your significant other or any partnerships you have in your life. And a good time to renew where you're at as well. Okay, so now we're going to go into the next sign. So we've got Capricorn. This is going to be about your 6th house. It's going to be a time to look at your daily life, your work, how you spend your hours during the day, how hard you're working, how not hard that you're working, and also your health, your nutrition, all that kind of stuff. So a good time to really look at the day-to-day, and you will have momentum, quite a lot of momentum to make changes in that area. For Aquarius, this is going to be your 5th house. It's a time to look at your creative output and how creative do you really feel. Is there any blocks or any issues in that regard that you need to go over? Are you proud of your artistic work, whether that be in terms of an actual artistic project or business or anything in that regard? It's also to do with how you enjoy things. How much fun do you have? Are you having fun? Are you enjoying life? A time to go back and possibly connect with your inner child, because this is the house of the child and the house of fun and pleasure and also romance. So you might want to have a little think about romance in your life, whether you're single or you're with someone. Basically the word romance is key here as well. So now we come to Pisces. So Pisces, this is going to fall in your 4th house of the home. So it'll be a good time to possibly do some home projects, maybe do some cleaning, some renovating, redoing the home, re-examining your home, maybe look around where you live. Are you happy where you live? You may want to move. You may not want to move. So a time to look at that. Look at what's going on in the home, the dynamics in the home, maybe the relationships in the home, the communication around the home, anything to do with that. Also, anything to do with your ancestry could be quite an interest to you, and any kind of inner work. So going into yourself and having a look at what's going on inside could be quite fruitful for you. Well, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time. If you have any questions, please put them below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.